At this point in my life, I feel like I'm a professional unboxer of Bookoutlet box. Hello readers, welcome back to Sandra is Book, where we talk all things books and bookish, and I film some reading vlogs, some book haul, and the likes for you. So today I have another big book haul, and you know what, I couldn't help myself. I buy books to fill the void. I know some of you can relate to that. I feel like I'm saying this as a joke, but it's also not a joke anymore if you consider how many books I own. Let's just say somewhere between 2,500 books to 3,000 books. Yes, I know it's a problem. I need to move out from my parents' house one day soon, hopefully. But yeah, let's just get into the book haul. I have an exciting book haul today. Every book haul is actually exciting because obviously I would only buy books that I'm super excited for and I'm waiting to read. So let's get right into it. So before we get into the unboxing, I really need to share something that I saw and I immediately bought because I really needed it. And it's this collection of Roald Dahl's book. It's his 16 children books all in one collection. I'm sorry you had that light reflection right there. But yeah, I got super excited when I saw this at Costco and I just had to get it because $20, all of his books, 16 books. I really can't wait to read Matilda because I haven't read Matilda yet. Actually, I never read anything by Roald Dahl, and I know that he wrote a lot of adult horror because I have his horror collection, but I would be really interested to see how it compares to his children fiction. And another reason why I bought this is that I also want to write a children's book in the future. Not now, not in the next like 1-2 years because I have so many projects that I'm already working on, but eventually. As always, you'll see in this book haul that I bought a lot of these books as a part of like a kind of research that I read these books before writing my own novel that touch on similar themes, similar moods and motifs. So yeah, I hope you're excited to have one of those thematic book hauls again because here it is. Now let's get unboxing this Bookoutlet box. At this point in my life, I feel like I'm a professional unboxer of Bookoutlet box, but you never know when the time comes where I won't be able to unbox it easily. But so far, I have no problem. I'm very excited, so I have all that strength going into the box. And yeah, sometimes I'm afraid when I am opening boxes that I use too much force and energy. So I have to be careful because I don't want to ruin the books. But Bookoutlet is really good at their packaging. I'll give them that. So let's just get right into this package. Every day I'm struggling. Oh my god, this box, guys, is huge. Well, what can I tell you? I like it big. The box, I'm talking about the box. I like the boxes big. I like the books big. So before I keep saying big, let's just get into this big book haul. So I have 2 misbehaving cats, so I need to be careful with what I do with these cartons because they will go crazy about them. So let me just move them slightly. My cat's already eyeing me like, Mom, I want to play with that. All right. Are we ready? I'm not ready. I'm so excited. I see one book already that I'm super excited for. So let's begin. We have this poetry book by Charles Bukowski. Pretty sure this is Love is a Dog from Hell. I've read a lot of Charles Bukowski, so surprisingly so. I read his collection on love and his collection on something else, I forgot. But the reason why I got this specific collection is because it's the one that Harry Styles recommended. And obviously I will be filming a Harry Styles reading vlog for you guys. Look forward for that one. Then we have The Memory Police by Yoko Ogawa. And honestly, I heard such great things about this book. Some people didn't like it, but most people that I've heard speak about this book, they quite enjoyed it. It's kind of like a dystopian where people are losing their memory and there's a memory police, and every day like a kind of memory or a voice or an item of life is erased, something like that. I have heard a lot about this book through Ariel Bassett and her channel and her podcast, so I'm super excited to read it myself. I really want to do like a dystopian kind of video because I miss dystopian. I used to read a lot of dystopian, so I kind of want to go back into that mood because I do have a dystopian novel that I wrote a few years ago, so I want to edit that and I want to be in the mood. The next book I have is The Last Hope by Becca and Krista Ritchie. The reason why I got this book is because first of all, it was like only $2 and it's a hardcover and it's the second book in a duology, so I really want to get the first book and then binge read it. And the reason why I want to start with this first is because they have their Addicted series, the Callaway Addicted series, I believe that's what it's called, and it's a really long and big expansive series and I can't really find it on Bookoutlet. I'll probably have to like order it from Amazon, so I want to start with this first and see how I like their writing style before like committing to that entire series. I don't think many people know about this series, so I'll give it a go. And then I had to get this book, and it's All Girls by Emily Layden. And the reason why I have to get this is because obviously it's dark academia, it follows an all-girls school, and I don't know much else about it because I want to keep it that way, but I'm adding this to my other 20 dark academia books that I want to read this season, so look forward for all the dark academia content. Then we have Fierce Fairy Tales by Nikita Jill. And the reason why I got this is because I follow Nikita Jill on Instagram and I really like her poetry and her spoken word. So I'm pretty sure this is poetry or it could just be fairy tales. And I love this cover. Look how beautiful it is. I'm really excited to read this. It's pretty short, so I always love poetry and discovering new writers. The next book I have is 97,196 Words by Emmanuel Carrière. And I'm pretty sure this is an essay collection talking about words and books, and it's a non-fiction that reads a lot like a fiction. I keep saying this on Bookoutlet and I've been wanting it forever, so I had to get it, and here it is, and it looks super interesting. I'm very much into that literary genre where, you know, authors are talking about other authors and about other books and the art of writing and storytelling. That is my shit, so I had to get this. And I never hear anyone talking about it, but hopefully if I love it, I'll like push it out to the world and hopefully other people will start reading it. This next book I also got because it was cheap online. It was like at $2, and I have this author's other book, and this other book of theirs is a movie adaptation, so I want to read that, watch the movie, and then I want to read this. And it feels like it's something that's going to be in my genre. I love gritty movies and I love, you know, horror, mystery, thriller, and I love things that are set also around mental health. So I believe this book covers everything, and it reminds me a lot of Sharp Objects just by the front cover of the book. And it's Final Cut by S.J. Watson. So I don't know much about it, but I'm pretty sure, like I said, it has a lot of similarities to, you know, mystery thriller that has a little bit of mental health aspect in it, maybe some cutting, who knows. But I'm really excited because that is my shit number 2. Then I got a book in preparation for the holidays, and it's In the Holidays by Christina Lauren. Obviously everyone knows Christina Lauren. There are a duo that write a lot of romance books, and these romance books are very highly acclaimed, very amusing to most people, so I am excited. I'm probably gonna start reading them through this first book because I collected their works, but I haven't read anything by Christina Lauren yet. I know I'm probably the last one on BookTube to have confessed that, but it's okay. I'll start with this one when wintertime comes around. As you already know, I love books about mental health and fiction books about mental health, whatever age it is, you know, young adult, children, or adult fiction. So I got this one, that's Let's Hope for the Best by Carolina Setterwall. And I'm pretty sure it is a kind of suicide related topic book. It says here on the back there's a new message, and it says, "If I die, good to know if I croak, here's my computer password," etc. So I'm really excited to see what this is about. Since the pandemic, I've been collecting books that have the related themes of pandemic, plagues, you know, all that type of quarantine theme and thematic, and I have a few stacks, but I've been waiting to collect more in order to film the reading vlogs that I want to film. So I'm probably gonna film 2 reading vlogs in the coming year, kind of like commemorating the 2 years and my reflections on, you know, a world post-pandemic and a world still into some lockdowns and pandemics. So I got this book that was written during the pandemic by one of the famous authors that we know today and we love, and it's Zadie Smith's book on intimations, and I'm pretty sure it is 6 essays related to the pandemic. I'm sorry about the lighting there, but yeah, 6 essays related to, you know, her time during the pandemic, and I'm really excited. It's very short and I'm going to read it around March time, that, you know, commemorates basically the 2 years that our world has struggled through this. Then I have this book that's the most exciting book ever, and it's this book of Oscar Wilde's stories and his tales. I read already The Happy Prince, but there are other stories that I really want to read. I am in love with this cover. I love the freaking purple and turquoise blue, and he just looks so like cool, you know what I mean? I just can't wait to read this. I absolutely love Oscar Wilde. Then we have a more kind of self-help slash health book, and it's Successful Aging by Daniel G. Levitin. I have his first book, which is called The Organized Mind, so I want to start with that one first, and then I want to delve into this one. And I am very, very, very interested in anything health related. I want to know like how our brains function, how our body functions, what should we eat, what should we do, how should we go about our lives in order to have the healthiest, best life that we can have, you know, psychologically and also physically and emotionally. So this is one of my highly anticipated book, and I was so happy to see the paperback on Bookoutlet. So again, with the self-help, I had to get this book, and it's called The Defining Decade by Meg J, and it's basically talking about your 20s and what you should be doing in your 20s, and just basically life advice for your 20s. And I heard some mixed reviews about this one. I know that Caitlin De Silva has read it from Caitlin's Corners channel, and Carly from UnCarly. We all know UnCarly. I hope you know UnCarly. She's amazing. She's also a Canadian booktuber from Toronto area. So I, you know, want to represent, want to back her up. I want to see what she's talking about when she read this book, and I want to see if I agree with her opinions as well. Then I got this book of fresh tales that I'm going to read during the Halloween time, Halloween week, because it's about vampires, and it's called Vampires Never Get Old. And I'm pretty sure one of the stories in here is about to get adapted, and it's the Victoria Schwab story. And obviously we all know who Victoria Schwab is. I'm assuming we all know Addie LaRue, all her, you know, Shades of Magic series. I haven't read the Shades of Magic, but I have read Addie LaRue, and I fairly enjoyed it at the beginning of the year. So I want to read this one. Is different tales by different authors that we all know and love, and I can't wait to see the adaptation whenever that comes out as well. And finally, we're ending the video with my Persian books. So I bought 3 Persian books that I found on Bookoutlet. I literally been looking at Bookoutlet like every few weeks, and I get all the new Persian books that are listed. And as Persian book, I mean like any book that's set like in Tehran, Iran, or America, that follow like main characters that are Iranian or Persian from descent, because obviously you can be Iranian and Persian, but you also can be like Turkish Persian and all the other countries that also have Persian, as you know. Anyways, it's a complicated thing. I'm not too sure that I understand it as well, but hopefully through these fiction I will understand more about the conflict of my country, because my mom is Iranian, so therefore I am Iranian Persian. And yeah, so let's just get into these books that I'm very excited to read. We have Searching for Hassan by Terrence Ward. And from the title I can gather it's gonna be something hard-hitting, like a search party, because a lot of people do go missing, a lot of people do get captive by this type of totalitarian government. So I am excited to read this one. Then we have Daughters of Smoke and Fire by Ava Homa, which, you know, sounds really good. I'm pretty sure this is a really new novel. I don't want to know anything about it. I just want to go into it blindly. I just know that it has Iranian characters, and I'm excited to read it. And lastly, we have Then the Fish Swallowed Him by Amir Ahmadi Arian. That's like combining all the 3 typical Persian male names into one name, but yeah, it is what it is. But yeah, I haven't heard anything about this one, but it is blurred by Joyce Carol Oates, so I'm excited to see what she thinks about it, and I'm excited to read it for myself. So those were my 3 Persian books added to my other list of 20 or so Persian books that I want to read in the coming future before I write my own novel, my own experience, or like more like a fictionalized thing, right? Okay, I'm just gonna stop talking now. So I hope you enjoyed this big book haul. As always, there's probably going to be more big book hauls coming soon. I think I'm going to have one more, and then I'm going to hunker down and read the books that I've got in the last month or so, because I've been getting a lot of books because I was on a book buying ban for a year. So I was excited to buy a lot of new books and books that I needed for, you know, my writing projects that I had, and for personal interests obviously, and for video filming for all the reading vlogs that are coming up. So please be sure to stay tuned if you want to see more book hauls and all the reading vlogs that I mentioned, as well as a little bit of my writing process. I don't go much into that in this video or in this channel, but I do have a writing vlog channel if you want to follow that and see how I, take the elements of these books and I convert it into my own story and my own storytelling and in my own fiction books. So yeah, if you like this video, please feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. I would love to have you here. I would love to have more readers on this channel, and I love to talk to you guys about books, and I love recommending books, and I love to hear your recommendations as well. For now, I'm going to tell you goodbye, and I wish you a happy reading. Bye!